that they perform better.
No, you know what? I just found it. This might be a little too early, but I found a Phil type guy.
Oh, who?
David Wilson.
I can picture him. I can see that too.
I can picture Phil. Not here. Maybe
this would be very early. If
yeah, I agree. But hey, like we say, he does sometimes
but this
reach.
is a little too.
I agree.
I agree. That's like reaching around someone's, to get crotchal areas.
Yeah, grabbing their.
So we'll go with Demaryius Thomas here. I think it makes sense. Of course, this entire draft board could be way off, and some of these players.
I can't wait till Zach takes friggin'.
Yeah.
Someone. I don't even know.
So the last pick of the second round, pick number 24, a reigning champion. Chris Heaney, VIP on Swole. Keep in mind, you know what? I'm not saying this player's name. You'd say it. The keeper.
Sean Lynch?
Yeah, I don't want to pretend.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
He did pretty well against you.
He did things to me.
But that was Marshawn Lynch. This is Sean Lynch.
Yes, true. I'll say Sean Lynch.
Okay.
I can say Sean Lynch. What do you think, Bob? Could we see Peyton here finally? Quarterback? No. Still no quarterback.
If this is the way the board falls, for those of you keeping track at home, take a look at
with your pencils.
Take a look at our picks. If this is the way it falls, I would go Jones Drew.
Finally,
I would think Jones Drew would. You can get him with. Paired up with Lynch. I think that would be a good start, and I don't think Coach Chrisini would really be.
He wouldn't be
offended
mad about
by that. He would like that.
Think about it. Last year at this time, MJD was the reigning rushing champion of the NFL.
Yeah.
So, getting him with the last pick in the second round could be good value. It could suck because MJD could suck.
Just ask Zach.
He's on a horrible team. Yeah. So anyway, let's recap. So Handy Quacks, keeping Foster, going with Megatron. Boston Lagers keeping LaShawn McCoy, taking Tommy Brady. Hong Kong Cows keeping Doug Martin and picking Trent Richardson. Then we got Yellow Peril keeping Ray Rice and going with Brandon Marshall. This is where we really don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, this could all just go to shit.
That's the one. Actually, that's the one looking at. I could see something happen, and then that will just domino affect everything.
I agree.
Coach Johnny C, the rapist, keeping Drew Brees and taking S-Jax or Steven Jackson. Pick number 18, William DeYoung, the Senators, keeping All-Day Peterson and taking Julio Jones. Second pick, Boston Lagers, keeping LaShawn McCoy, already drafting Brady and picking Matt Forte. Soul Glow keeping CJ Spiller and drafting Chris Johnson, his binky. Number 21 here, Rapists, the second pick, keeping Breeze, already taking S-Jax and going with A.J. Green. Then we got Handy Quacks, the second pick. Already got Henry Foster. Already got Calvin Johnson going with Steven the Riddler Ridley. Pig Newtons. Already got Desi Bryant taking Demaryius Thomas. And then with the last pick, VIP on Swole, he has Sean Lynch and he's taking MJD. Bob, final thoughts on our mock?
Yeah, oh man,
you're verklempt right now.
Yeah, I think I don't know.
Okay, I want to say that the draft board is going to be just a little bit differently this year, thanks to your suggestion, Bob. Can you explain that with the horizontal?
It's a big change. So I'm trying to warn you now, just so you guys don't go crazy when you show up on draft day. But the sheets that we write, where we write all the names, instead of being vertical, they'll be horizontal. So
sense a little sarcasm.
You'll be able to see the later rounds. I know those are a little lower, and that was why I suggested it. So hopefully this brings those papers up a little bit.
Right, and I will say too, the slots due to this reason are a little bit smaller. They're not too small. Again,
we're warning you now. Please don't freak out on draft day.
Right, and try to use your best penmanship and make the as clear as possible, because again, with the slots being a little smaller, you may not have as much room to put the player in. So to avoid confusion and all that, just try to be cognizant of writing the player's name in clearly and big, and not in like little minuscule font.
And all no nicknames.
Yeah.
Okay. No, because that happened before, and I think a couple years ago, and we weren't really sure who. We got
like MJD.
That's fine, but
use your common sense.
I feel like someone. I don't know. I can't even think of what it was. I feel like someone said something wicked stupid. Maybe I'm thinking about like a game show or something. Yeah, I'm thinking about like Survivor. Never mind. Okay.
Nerf predictions, Bub. Anything that you think may or may not happen. We saw a lot of shit go down last year.
Well, first of all, I just want to say. I'm slightly Joe Buck, not a lot. I'm like Joe I'm looking at it, and I'm at 16% chance.
Yeah,
I have never gotten nerfed in my life.
But you misspelled.
I have never been nerfed in my life.
Phil, Brandon, Brian, and Jay Young could all say the same thing last year, and they all ended up with many bruises.
And their name is not
That's true.
Neil
That's true. You know
Fallujah.
what? If you prove to us for a second straight season you can get through a draft without misspelling a name like, I don't know, Smith, then you probably will very much go down towards, I guess, my level of 3% chance of getting nerfed.
I'll tell you, here's my prediction.
Do you agree with Christini being the number one likelihood to get nerfed?
I mean, he got nerfed twice in his only year. He's at 200%. So, I mean, I feel like 35% is low.
Yeah.
I feel like that should be higher.
Yeah.
I think he might be a little more cautious this year. And you know what? I'm going dark horse here.
Oh.
I'm going dark horse, and I'm going with a 6%er.
Okay. Who's that?
I am going with the Handy Quacks. And here's my reasoning.
Okay.
He has so many early picks.
Uh-huh.
And
I see where you're going.
And let's say he trades. I don't know if you do. You might. Let's say he trades a couple of his mid-round picks to move up or something.
Right.
And so now his last pick isn't until the end.
Right.
He might have a large window of not picking, and so that kind of with boredom,
right.
and along with maybe some alcohol,
possible.
His last pick might not. Let's say it's round 14, and he hasn't picked in 4 rounds.
That's true,
or something like that.
Maybe he'll not feel it needed to cross off.
Exactly, he might just go up and try to draft Adrian Peterson. It's like, hey, he was kept.
Yeah.
You can't draft him now.
That's a good call. I like
dark
it.
horse.
I like it.
Dark horse.
I like it, Bub. Any other predictions for draft day or the post-draft party or anything like that?
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the whole day.
Yeah,
really. I mean,
it's like Christmas for us.
It's a great day,
yeah. And I think the early forecast looks like it's going to be a nice day, so we shouldn't run into any rain at the fire draft post-draft party or anything like that. So we should have a fun time again, right?
It should be good, and pizza is going to taste even more delicious this year because we don't have to pay for it.
Right.
We don't. I know
certain other guys did have to pay for it. So, Bub, let's go ahead and let's do our first interactive segment. Let's go ahead and get Mr. Virgin himself, Mike Lovejoy, on the line. Are you ready, Bub?
The Dynasty Podcast brings you an interactive and likely ridiculous segment what's borderline on actual legit media. Buckle up your fucking seatbelts for the Dynasty Podcast interactive segment.
And now, on the Jew's Family Restaurant Interactive Guest Hotline, he is a Nerf blogger and administrator over at www.nerfmodsreviews.com, and he is a Nerf guru. Mike Lovejoy is his name. Mike, thanks again for being on the show.
Hey, thanks a lot, Eric.
Great. Now, Mike, you've been blogging and using Nerf products for several years now. What is your favorite Nerf gun?
Oh, gosh. Probably the tried and true, the long shot's probably still my favorite above all of them.
Sure. And any particular reason why that's your favorite?
I'm just kind of a rifle guy. I'm kind of bigger anyway, so, I mean, pistols are fun, you can put in your pocket, but there's a lot of potential that you can, as far as range and stuff, you can get out of the long shot. I just like the feel of it, and you can't get them anymore either, so the kids down the block don't know what you got.
Right.
Mike, what about accuracy? Does that gun have good accuracy, or is there another one that is maybe more precise?
It's not too bad. Whenever you get into a clip-fed blaster like the long shot or anything like that, a lot of times, just because of the way things are barreled and the way that the breech is set up, you don't get quite the accuracy you would from like a single blaster, like a Night Finder or something homemade that's just got a single barrel. But it's pretty good. Just mainly just because of the feel and its potential for ammo capacity, and yeah, it's got a lot of good potential to get some decent range out there without too many without too heavy modifications on it.
Excellent, excellent. Forgive me for my ignorance here. I think you mentioned earlier something along the lines of some sort of night hawk or night rider. Was that what you said?
The Night Finder?
Night Finder. Tell us a little bit more about the Night Finder. It has a very interesting